If you've been trying to get CImage working in ComfyUI and something keeps going wrong, the model folders, the preprocessor installs, the dependencies that break every update, this video is for you. I'm going to walk you through a complete CImage workflow: pose control, depth mapping, Canny edge generation. All three modes live with real outputs. I'll show you the settings that actually matter. Let's get into it. Promptus can run CImage directly online on the Promptus web, or you can run CImage locally by installing it using the CosyTemplates in the Promptus app. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do it both ways. We're just going to get started on Playground with the cloud generation of CImage. In Playground, you want to select the drop-down model selection, and then there'll be a prompt box. You can use the top prompt box or the lower prompt box and hit the generate button. Here we've generated two images so far, one of a female warrior and another of text with the word Promptus. Let's do one final generation. The final generation is a watercolor styled rabbit. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to install the CImage workflow locally. So we're going to go to our CosyTemplates and we're going to select the search bar and we're going to type in CImage, and we can see here we have a turbo workflow. So we're going to select now the three dots on the top right, and you'll see a drop down that says install locally. I'm going to click that button and I'll briefly show you what it's doing on the actual server, our local server within the Promptus app. It's actually installing it locally, and now it's finished. So now that we've finished installing, we can do a quick refresh so that to make sure that all the model and all the checkpoints have been loaded. Great, now it's fully loaded, and now we can see that we can add an image, type in a prompt, and hit the generate button, and all the settings are pre-enabled. Everything is loaded for us. So we're going to type in something here. Okay, so we're going to hit the generate button, and what we can see here is that the image has been generated, and it's taken this kind of very graphical red colored hair and made her realistic, because that's what we put in the prompt. We wanted to make her be realistic looking. Okay, now to go through the more in-depth settings, we're going to actually click on Run in Playground, and we'll see here that there's an Advanced Settings button, and there's so many advanced settings. We've got schedulers, we've got seeds, different steps we can change, and we've got here Canny, which is one of the settings, one of the things that we wanted to go through. So on the Canny, we have a high threshold and a low threshold, and depending on what the values of these thresholds are going to determine the output of our image. If we look at this image, we've set the settings to low threshold of 0.3 and high threshold of 0.99. Let's do another example. We're going to put the thresholds, we're going to change them completely, put them down to 0.0 for high and 0.3 for low. And then we're going to put in an image that is of a woman with a kind of in a meadow. And the output, what you guys will see is it's not very good, right? We just have the tree and the clouds in the background because it doesn't really recognize the face. It also was a very low resolution, so it was hard for it to figure out what it was doing. But then when we put in an image that is clearly more architectural and it has text, and we use those same settings, it does it perfectly. And then you can even see it better in this third image that I'm showing you, where it's got the frame, it's kept the green in the background, and it's done it really well. But then when we change those Canny settings one more time, we're just going to make it a lot more obvious. We're going to set it to 0.6 and our low threshold of about 0.20. We're going to hit the generate button, and we'll see now it looks more of just the outline, even though there's still a little bit of a clarity in the background. So we're going to change them one last time, and we're going to now change them on our actual Sense ControlNet. We're going to take that down to around 60 from what it was, and when we hit the generate button, this is really cool transformation. Now it's a full outline. So if you play with these settings, you can really customize the artwork that you're generating and come out with something really incredible. The main panel is showing us CImage Fun ControlNet template, and on the right, the generation sidebar with the prompt already loaded in. We're going to click on the three dots on the top right of the template card. That's the options menu. You can see the drop down here, Run Offline in Playground, Load in CosyUI, or Load in ComfyUI. Going to select Load in ComfyUI just to show you what the workflow actually looks like underneath. You can see that it's loading the workflow into ComfyUI. Here's the first thing you see when ComfyUI opens. A red error message. It says some nodes are missing. That's the load image node flagging that there's no image uploaded yet. We're going to click Choose File to Upload inside that node. A file browser opens and we select an image. It's a little cartoon, Chihuahua. That's our reference image. You can see it's loaded in a 607 by 768 pixels. Now we're in the image preprocessor node. This is where the Canny edge detection settings live. Low threshold is currently at 0.10. We're going to bring that down to 0.08. And height threshold is at 32. We're going to bring that down to 0.9 as well. Then we zoom out so we can see the full workflow. It's quite a layout. Step 1 loads the model. Step 2 is the prompts. And then there's the sampling block. At the end, there's a VA decoder node, everything connected by lines. We zoom into the case sampler node briefly to check the parameters, and then we can zoom back out. This is a whole pipeline. There's a text box in the prompt already in there. We're going to select it all and delete it, and we're going to type in running in a park with Christmas trees and a Santa hat. Then we hit the run button at the right. You can see the green progress outline moving through the nodes as it processes. Then the first result comes back. We need to refine the prompt. So we go back into the prompt and add more at the start to make it more specific. New prompt reads, realistic photograph of a dog with a toy in the mouth running in the park with a Christmas tree and Santa hat. We hit run again. This time we see the system really working. VRAM is up to 85%, RAM at 63%, and the GPU at 100%. The green loading bar across the CImage turbo loads as it renders. And there's the output. The Chihuahua has been completely transformed. It's now a 3D style render of the dog holding a red and white striped Christmas toy in its mouth. The background is soft and blurred, and there's a Christmas wintry scene in the background. The structure of the original dog came from the Canny edge image, and everything else from the prompt. We can zoom in to inspect the detail. That's the complete workflow in raw ComfyUI. Promptus is where creators bring their ideas to life, showing the world something it's never seen before. Promptus, make your mark.